Okay, today we're going to talk about Amazon MSK, or Managed Services for Kafka. So, Kafka, what is it? It's a streaming service that, especially for the purposes of the exam, you're best off thinking of as just another version of the same thing as Kinesis streams. Kinesis streams and Kafka are basically interchangeable. Kafka does have more functionality and more add-ons that you can use, but the underlying concepts are all exactly the same. So in Kafka, some of the words are different. So we have a broker and we have a topic. These are unique to Kafka, but essentially they're the same as in Kinesis, where you have a Kinesis stream. In both cases, you have something that is publishing messages, and you have subscribers that are listening to messages. The really important thing to understand, both for the exam and just in general, if you think, well, what do I need to know about MSK, is what the use case is. So I think a lot of people misunderstand MSK and think, or Kafka in general, and think that it's a queuing service, and that's not the case. It is, shares some similarities with a queuing service, but the idea with Kafka is that you have multiple consumers all consuming the same stream. In a message queue, so SQS, you have multiple consumers, but you only want each one of them to process a single message one time. Kafka, you might, for example, have an event, let's say an event that someone has purchased something, and you want a service that sends a confirmation email to read that message. You want a message to go to the warehouse system. You would have multiple consumers or subscribers in the case of Kafka that are reading from that message. Messages are first in, first out, always, so they're always ready in order, and each consumer knows, essentially has a record of where they're up to in the queue, so that they don't have to reread all the messages. More importantly for the exam, there are two ways you can run MSK. You can run it in provision mode, which previously was the only way it was offered, where essentially you say, yeah, here's the type of instance I want and here's how many of them I want, minimum of 3. Now there is also serverless mode, which has automatic scaling. For the provision mode, you have to also provision Zookeeper nodes. You don't have to do that manually, but you have to take that into account when you're working out the cost. The fact that you don't have to manage Zookeeper yourself is the main advantage that MSK provision mode has over just running it on EC2. The serverless mode, you don't have to worry about that at all, and that makes it significantly simpler to run, and it's actually quite a lot cheaper as well for most use cases. For the purpose of the exam, as I say, the main thing to understand is the use case for Kafka, and to keep in your head that MSK and Kinesis streams are essentially interchangeable. Here's a nice summary for you. Until next time, enjoy the cloud.